So that is the replay, guys. Hope you'll have the content on that one. So yeah, I've been using most of my extra decks on those replays. So hope you like that. So just for a reminder, if ever you like the content, please like and subscribe, and please be notified for future contents with regards to Darklords or for Master Duel contents. So yeah, so let's talk about the deck profile. So right off the bat, we have Cyframe Driver as our first card. Cyframe Driver, I use this one to be special summoned by Cyframe Gear Gamma. So 2 copies of Cyframe Gear Gamma, just because you need to negate and destroy cards on your opponent's side of the field if ever they use their effects. And if ever it's your turn and your opponent activates a monster effect, then you can use Cyframe Gear Gamma as a negation and a destruction card. Then spell summon this one to the field with Cyframe Driver also on the field, and then you can synchro summon to Chaotic Dragon. So pretty useful. Now next we have 2 copies of Maxi still, because there's a lot of summoning going on in all of the ranks. So Maxi is a must. So yeah, still 2 copies. Next we have Darklord Ukobak. So still 1 copy, just because I want to send my Darklord Magic or Trap to the graveyard. But it's not really a must now, or it's not really that needed, but from time to time it's strategically useful, that I would say. Next you have your Capricious Darklord. I was thinking of changing just this one to Ukobak or another copy of Ukobak, but I like Capricious Darklord just because it has its effect where you can tribute summon 1 fairy monster face up on the field. So you can use this one, and it's also a quick effect. You can even use this one on your opponent's turn. So pretty good. Next you have Indulge Darklord. 3 copies of Indulge Darklord allows you to search a card from your deck and add that one to your hand. So that's still good. Next you have your Dark Honest. Dark Honest is a situational card as usual if ever you are up against a higher attacking monster on the field. Next you have Darklord Amdas, 1 copy for that. Darklord Nasten, 1 copy now. On the past video I made, I used 3 copies of Darklord Nasten, but it's not really the case now since I'm more on draw power. So just settled with 1, and just having this one spell summon to the field and copy an effect of a Darklord Magic or Trap in your graveyard is just the way it is, or just fine, to be honest. Next you have Darklord Zerato. 3 copies of Darklord Superbia as usual. 1 copy of Nurgle. I want to remove Nurgle, but it's a level 8, and also it has a quick effect where you can pay 1,000 life points and copy an effect of a Darklord Magic or Trap, so it's still useful. Next up you have Darklord Catlipoca Cortez, just for your defense. If one of your Darklord monsters is going to be destroyed by battle or by card effect. 3 copies still of Darklord Eggshell. Eggshell is your draw power needed for the deck. You can also discard this card and 1 Darklord card from your hand, and then draw an additional 2 cards. And lastly, your Darklord Morningstar, you still need to go with 1. Just because you can normal summon this one, and you'll have the effects of spell summoning a lot of Darklord monsters to the field. So that's pretty neat. So that's with the monsters. Let's go on with your Magic and Trap. So there's a lot of things that happen in your Magic and Trap. First off, for Magic, you'll have your Monster Reborn for an easy special summon. Next, this one is pretty neat. Reasoning. 3 copies of Reasoning, just because it excavates your top cards. So basically, Reasoning allows you to spell summon a monster. So if ever he correctly guessed the level of your monster, it will be thrown to the graveyard. If not, it will be summoned to the field if it is applicable for summoning. So it will be spell summoned to the field. So an easy spell summon if ever you have your Darklord monsters on the field. That's pretty neat. And also, if ever you excavated a Darklord Magic or Trap, it will be sent to your graveyard. So yeah, having 3 copies of this one is a must. Next, we have your 2 copies of Allure of Darkness. So Allure of Darkness allows you to banish one dark monster from your hand, and then you need to draw 2 cards. Wait, you draw 2 cards and then you banish 1 Darklord monster. So that's the step by step. So yeah, why do I need this one? And I said earlier, banishment is bad for the deck. Well, typically you have more dark monsters in the deck, so it's sacrificing 1 just for draw power is pretty neat, or it's pretty useful, to be honest. So 2 copies of this one is good enough. Next, you have Banishment of the Dark Lord, 3 copies still. This one, Dark Lord Contact, 3 copies still. Lightning Storm, 1 copy if ever if your opponent's going first, and then you have your Lightning Storm prepared for you. Next, we have your Greater Polymerization. So Greater Polymerization is typically, polymerization. I removed my Dark Lord Uprising and added Greater Polymerization and with 2 copies, just because pros and cons. Dark Lord Uprising allows you to discard, or needs you to discard 1 Dark Lord monster from your hand or from the field, and as cost, and then it will fusion summon monster. Greater Polymerization allows you to remove the discard process and then have your monster fusion summon. So perfect if you have your Dark Lord Morningstar in your hand or on the field. You just Greater polymerize that, and then you'll have the first Dark Lord summoned to the field. So pretty neat. So 2 copies of that one is all good. Next, you have Called by the Grave. Called by the Grave, 2 copies of this one because there's plenty of Ash Blossoms and Maxis going on Master Duels. So Called by the Grave is a perfect card to remove those kind of nuisance when ever Ash Blossom or Maxis is on play. So have 2 copies is good, and that's it for your magic cards. Trap cards, from 4 different names of trap cards, we have only 2. So I removed the Dark Lord Uprising and the Sanctified Dark Lord to have only Dark Lord Rebellion and Dark Lord Enchantment only in your deck. So yeah, a basic Mind Control or Change of Heart, and your Dark Lord Rebellion as your Tribute to the Doom effect. So that's that for your main deck. Let's move on to your extra deck. So a lot of things happen in your extra deck, and a lot of changes as well. So right off the bat, we are talking about the first Dark Lord. From 2 copies, I ran now with 1 just because I need more slots in my extra deck for my Exes. So scratch off 1 copy of the first Dark Lord. Didn't broke my deck when playing with other players. So yeah, 1 copy still is good. Next, we have the Chaos Ruler. So a perfect synchro when your Cyframe Gear Gamma is on the field and your driver. Basically what this card does is excavate the top 5 cards in your deck or on your deck, and then if ever there's a light monster or the dark monster on one of those 5 cards, you add that one to your hand, and then you send to the graveyard the remaining cards. So perfect if you since most of your cards are all light and dark. Well, except for Maxi. Except for Maxi. But yeah. Next, we have your number 100 for an easy OTK. Next, your number 38 for if you are going on first, you need to summon number 38 just because it has a lot of good effects. Wherein if your opponent activates a spell card or a card effect, you can negate the effect and have that card attached to this card, so as material. So that's pretty neat. Also, you can, if ever your monster is going to be attacked by a by an opponent's monster, you can detach 1 card and then have that monster attack this card. Yeah. Next, you have your Arcus of the Evening Star. So basically, Arcus is like Tez, wherein you can detach one card and then your monster won't be destroyed by battle or by card effect. Also, it has one of those effects wherein you send one card your opponent controls to the graveyard. So it's not a destroy one card, it's send one card. So, really nice. Next, you have number 97, card used to Swale Summon or Swale Summon number 100 if you want. Also, it is a 3K monster, and it's pretty neat. This one will segue to either number 100, you can Swale Summon that one, or you can Swale Summon number 84. I'll talk about number 84 in a while, but first let's talk about number 35. Number 35 allows you to Exi Summon, and then all monsters you control gain attack and defense equal to the difference of life points on both players. So if you are using Darklords, and Darklords keep on spending life points, so the difference between that will be added to the attack and defense of the monsters. Pretty neat, pretty neat. Also, every time your opponent Swale summons a monster, they are inflicted, or they inflict 600 damage to their life points. And last effect for this one, you can detach one Exi material from this card, destroy all face-up monsters your opponent controls with attack less than equal to this card. So yeah. Next, we have number 84. This card is kind of like number 35, but instead of special summoning monsters, each time your opponent uses a spell or trap card, they are inflicted 600 to their life point. And lastly, instead of the attack, it's all on defense. So destroy all face-up monsters your opponent controls with defense less than or equal to this card. So that's also good. And this card will segue to number 77, which is our next card. Number 77, once this one is spell summoned to the field, it won't have its effect yet. It will be on your next turn, sorry. So yeah, the following effects cannot be activated this turn. So once per turn, you can detach 2 Exi materials from this card, banish as many spell summon monsters your opponent controls as possible. So pretty neat, pretty neat. The next one, we have Condemned Darklord. So 2 copies of this one is still a must. Blackluster Soldier. Apalooza is one of those cards. If you are going on first, it's either you summon number 38 or Apalooza. Apalooza deducts 800 of its attack, and then you can negate the activation of a card. So it's pretty neat, and it's not once per turn. So having 4 monsters linked to this one, it's easy, to be honest, if ever you are going on first. It's just that, you know, it's also a quick effect, so it's pretty useful. And last 2 cards, you have your Access Code Talker and your Underworld Goddess of the Closed World. So yeah, this deck before the reset last March 1, I'm guessing, yeah, March 1, before the reset last March 1, it got me to Gold 1 from Gold 5. Yeah, Gold 5. I was doing some testing with the pure form Darklords with other archetypes. Got me to Gold 4, and then Gold 5, Gold 4. It keep on repeating to that one. But with this deck, it got me to Gold 1. I was 1 game away to Platinum that time. But yeah, I made a misplay. That's why I went back to I went back to 2 more games before Platinum. But yeah, try this deck out if you want. This deck is legit and pretty useful. So you're not taking more Darklord monsters from out of the deck, and also it's easy to get all the cards that you want, since the deck runs more on draw power. That is the deck profile for the Darklords for the 3rd time, and hope you like the content. So if you like the content, please like and subscribe, and please be notified for every Darklord or Master Duel contents in the near future. So that's me signing off, and thank you so much, guys, for watching, and have a good day, have a great time. Peace, love, and keep safe. Bye-bye.